Hi, good evening, everyone. Before we get started, just a couple reminders, safety-wise. In the event of an emergency, we have plenty of exits, so you can always exit through the Smolian lobby, and then the doors to my left, your right, go right out into the parking lot. Again, just want to make sure you're informed and that we're all safe and we can enjoy ourselves. So I want to welcome everyone to the 5th grade celebration of the arts. It literally feels like yesterday that we were all gathered here to watch these amazing kiddos perform for the very first time together. And now here we are to celebrate all the progress that they have made and the growth that they have made. You are in for an absolute treat tonight. They are absolutely incredible. I know that I sang their praises back in January, but this first group that is about to come out is extremely talented and dedicated, and they have an amazing musical mentor, Mrs. Wildman. I can't say enough about her and her commitment to her students and her ability to share her passion and her craft with them. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you our 5th grade chorus and Miss Wildman.
Our chorus has been doing some show tunes, so we're going to start with a Disney song from the song itself, way back when. And it is called Zippity-Doo-Dah. I think most of you probably know it, but it kind of summarizes their excitement and their joy when they're singing. And I think that's the way we're all feeling now that the summer weather is sort of spring weather. We're enjoying some spring, not summer.
Nothing but blue skies.
tonight. So this is called the MTA song. MTA stands for the Music Transit Authority. It was a song written as a political, like, stumping advertisement when way back in Boston they wanted to change the fare structure on the T. And they were going to do it to an exit fare. And this particular politician who was running for office was using that to get his votes. And so he manufactured, or had manufactured, this song with this pretend guy named Charlie who gets stuck on the T because he didn't have enough money to get off. And if you go to Boston and you ride the T, you know that we have a Charlie card. And Charlie is the mascot of the T. So let me tell you the story of Charlie.
Well, let me tell you of the story of a man named Charlie on a tragic and fateful day. He put 10 cents in his pocket, kissed his wife and family, went to ride on the MTA. Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's a man who'll never return. Charlie handed in his time at the Sutton station and used his door to make a play. When he got it, the conductor told him one morning, oh, Charlie couldn't get off the train. Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's a man who'll never return. Now all night long Charlie rides to the town and saying, what will become of me? How can I afford to see my sister in Chelsea or my cousin in Roxbury? Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. Charlie's wife goes down to the Scully Square station every day, and Lulu loves too. And through the open window she and Charlie a sandwich as the train comes rumbling through. Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's a man who'll never return. Now you citizens of Boston, don't you think it's a scandal that the people have to pay and pay? Fight the fare increase, fight the fare increase, get Charlie off the MTA. Or else he'll never return, no, he'll never return, and his fate will be unknown. He may ride forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return. He's the man forever beneath the streets of Boston. He's the man who'll never return.
Before we start our last song, I'd just like to share what a joy it's been this whole year to work with these 9 amazing kids. And the growth I've seen in their maturity, their responsibility, and their following through the things just through the course of the year has been astounding. They've gotten an idea now of what it's like to sing in a chorus. In 6th grade, we get chorus more often, and so they will develop a lot further. Tomorrow, these wonderful kids, and along with the band, are going to do an assembly for the 3rd through 5th graders in the school. So we're very excited about doing that too. But I want to thank all of you for your support for the arts, for our music program, and for sharing your wonderful kids with me. Our last song is not show business. It is way back. It's an old German round. No, we're not singing it in German. It will be in English. But this is technically a challenging piece because of the vocal control that it requires. And it also requires them to sing in 3 parts in round form. So sometimes you have to hold your part while people right next to you are singing higher than you are, and you can't sing their note, you can stay on your note. And sometimes you're on top of them and they're singing below you. And it's a real trick to be able to stand next to somebody and sing something different. We've also made an accompaniment with our tone bells. So it's kind of our own little creation, and I hope you enjoy Music Alone Challenge.
All things shall perish from under the sky.
amazing back in January. They are absolutely incredible. You are going to see so much growth, so much progress, and just like our chorus, they too have an amazing musical mentor. Miss Dane pours her heart and soul into our music program. She gives everything to the band and the music program, and what you're about to see is her efforts come to life. So I, with pride, introduce our 5th grade band and their leader, Miss Dane.
That music that I can move it. And what's it there?
Good evening, everyone. There's always something. Please enjoy our first piece, BB Rock. All right, ready to rock? You ready to rock? by Anton Dvorak, who in the late 1800s was invited to our country to help actually teach composition. Not sure if you knew, but not until the late 1940s, 1950s, we didn't have any composition teachers in our country. So he was asked to come, and then he, of course, started going around our country, which is nothing like Czechoslovakia. And so he was so inspired that he wrote the full symphony, the New World Symphony. So this is Largo. This is the second movement, which means very slow. And they're going to show you the skill set that going from that loud, big accents to soft, smooth, and slow, the control of a fifth grader. Get ready. Modern composers are having so much more fun and creativity on what our instruments can do. And you're going to see that with this next piece of Creatures in the Attic by Brian Balmages. He's going to have trombones doing glissandos and the other kid instruments, making up notes randomly at any time. And yes, you're supposed to be doing that. He based it on a piece of poetry he wrote. And so I always think it's really important for you to know what the poem is.
I have a little sleeper that'll no longer keep, explaining lots of little sounds when everyone's asleep.
Is that wind I hear outside or knocking at the door? They may just be fuzzy friends making noise in between each snore.
They start off very quietly. When all the lights grow up, they check to make sure no one's watching anything.
Pretty soon they're going crazy, a midnight celebration. I'm glad they're having fun, but where's my invitation?
As soon as dawn approaches, they start to settle down. Putting all their toys away, they cease to make a sound.
And then as we wake up wondering, was it creaking or TV static? Others may wonder. But now you know, it's just the creatures in the attic.
you've had a great year. You know, this group, I send stuff home with them, and they, oh, give me more. It's like, oh, is this gonna be for the concert too? No, not more, just for fun, you know? It's just incredible the amount of music they consume and how many great questions they ask, which makes it even more fun. Such a treat. Thank you. Every year, been saying it for a long time. I love being in my town. I love my town. I love my people. We are caring. We support each other. You help your kids every single day so they're successful. They want to do more because of what you showed them. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for that one. I also want to thank Mrs. Hare. If you have not gone down yet to check the artwork out, please, following the concert, go down the stairs and take a left. There is a piece of art for every fifth grader down there, and they are phenomenal artists too. Take the chance to see the beauty of their skills there. And lastly, I want to thank Mrs. Wildman, my cohort, who's always with me and always working. And I always laugh, people don't realize it, but I'm Sue and she's Susan. I'm a lady dame and she's a wild man. I'm good. You know, it's one of those things we have tit for tat, right? So our last beautiful piece for tonight is Rhythmatico. So we're ramping it back up again, but not too fast, my people. But I would also like, parents. Tomorrow the chorus and band are playing for K1, 2, and their 5th grade friends. So please make sure they bring their instruments tomorrow. You don't want to have a phone call once they get to school. And they can wear school clothes, everybody. They do not have to be, they can wear their school clothes, okay? So we're going to rock it for the younger kids tomorrow. Please enjoy Rhythmatico.